Hey everyone, welcome back. My name's Dustinkreis, and today we're going to do a video that I haven't done in a long time, so I'm bound to be extremely rusty. And the other thing about this video is I'm not going to be doing just one beer with this Drinking with Dustin. I'm going to be doing 5 beers. If you saw the thumbnail and everything worked correctly, you'll see that I have 5 different styles from 3 Floyds Brewery. And they are located in Munster, Indiana, and their distribution is just not very good. I don't know what it is. Even though they're only one state over, nowhere to be found here. You know, I hear that, like, they ship some stuff out to different places, and, like, a store might get, like, 2 6-packs of a certain style beer, and then they're just gone. So, yeah, really hard to kind of find, especially in the area that I'm at. But one of the surgeons I work with at the hospital is into craft beer, and we got to talking about craft beer one day. He just went on and on and on about these beers, and he said, "Yeah, I'll bring you some." So he brought me some in the middle of the workday, and I had to somehow smuggle them into the hospital to get to my locker, and then once again smuggle them out, which was a fun time because I don't know. I mean, I don't think they can stop you from bringing beer in there. If you drink it in there, they can certainly stop you, but they certainly frown upon it. So it was an interesting situation. But I got it in there and got it out, and now we have them here. So we're going to start off with the first beer, which is the Gumball Head Wheat Beer. And I am not a huge wheat beer fan. And in fact, if you saw the bottles on the thumbnail, and you know about 3 Floyds, you'll know that a lot of these are not styles that I'm particularly keen on. And if you can make out bottles up there, you can kind of see there's a lot of stouts up there and a lot of malty beers. So to get a wheat beer, this is something that I do drink wheat beers now and then, but it's not my preferred style. My girlfriend actually... She doesn't know it because she doesn't know that the styles are wheat beers, but she actually really does like wheat beers. And she had one of these the other day and really enjoyed it. So, looking forward to trying this. It does have a little bit of a story on here. Red wheat and boatloads of Amarillo hops give this American wheat beer, wheat brew, a lemony finish. Slight haze in the bottle is yeast added for bottle conditioning. So... nowhere on the bottle does it say what the ABV is, but I looked up online and it's like, I want to say this is like 5.6% or something like that. Right around that 5 mark, which is, for me, that's right where the good stuff is. A lot of beers kind of go lower if you're looking at session beers, and then of course beers often go to the extremes with the alcohol content, but 5% is right about... where I like to keep it, because it just seems like it's the perfect balance between alcohol level and taste. Not like an EKU where it's up to 13% and all you taste is basically alcohol. It just feels like it's sterilizing your mouth. But anyway, a beautiful hazy golden color. You have a very light sort of lemony citrus hop flavor. I'm not a big hop fan, so I can't tell you the differences between like Amarillo hops and Cascade hops. I know noble hops because I'm not a big fan of noble hops. They're just a little too bitter for me, but the more citrusy ones I do really enjoy. So anyway, let's go ahead and give this a go. That's really light, and it's really crisp and refreshing, and it is hot as balls here in Ohio right now. And this is like the perfect beer for today. For you hop heads out there, this may be not the best beer for you. The hops are very light. I mean, you definitely notice it, but it's also... it's very well balanced, And a lot of times when I get into these lighter styles that like to do the hops just completely overpower the beer in my view, because I'm not a big hop head. I'm getting more into hops and those types of beers, but my heart lies up here with all those stouts. But anyway, yeah, a very light, very refreshing, citrusy hop flavor that when it does go down, the back of your throat, you are left with a little bit of a bitter aftertaste. But I've definitely had a lot worse going down the gullet, But yeah, I mean, this is not something that I would seek out. I would personally maybe, it's good, but it's, for me, I probably wouldn't buy these myself again. But if somebody had them there at a party or something, and they offered me one, I definitely would not turn my nose up at this. It is really, really good and really balanced. And for people like me out there who kind of avoid this style for different reasons, sometimes I avoid these styles because the hops just get a little too much for me. This is a great one to try because it's not overpoweringly hopped. I do like some really high-end hopped beers, like Sierra Nevada's Torpedo. It always just kicks my head back because of all the hops in it. But like I said, it's something I'm getting more and more into. And I do admit that my forays into wheat beers have been, just very brief. I don't pick them up very often because, like today, I went out to the store and I saw some Founders Imperial Stout there, and I picked that up. And even though it's like 90-degree weather out, it doesn't, make any sense. Stouts are usually a winter beer, but 90 degrees out, yeah, I'll get some stouts and just get sick from drinking them in the hot weather. But anyway, that is the Gumball Head wheat beer from 3 Floyds. Get another sip here in this part of the video. Very light, refreshing, very good summer beer. So if you can find this, definitely give it a shot. All right, back to beer number 2. And for the second one in this experiment, adventure, if you will, we're going to go with the Pride and Joy Mild Ale. And I didn't look up the ABV on this. If you're interested in these beers, you just go to Beer Advocate and look that stuff up. It's really easy to do. This is a classic session ale, which probably means it's low on the alcohol content. Pride and Joy Mild combines subtle maltiness with a soft, citric hop nose. Like all of our beers, it's brewed for our own demanding taste. We won't compromise. Neither should you. So I don't know what to really expect from this, because I'm assuming it's just a session ale. And, ales can kind of go in a lot of different directions. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how the maltiness and the hops work together on this one. As I'm doing this, you can probably tell, same shirt, so this is the same night. I'm not on call tonight, which is a very rare thing for me. So I am sitting and playing Demon Gaze on my Vita, trying to finish that up real fast, and listening to Mogwai's rave tapes on vinyl. And if you guys have not checked out Mogwai's album Rave Tapes, you need to check it out. It's so awesome. Mogwai plus what sounds like the Tron soundtrack, and it's just, I don't know, it's really flipped my boat right now. But yeah, go ahead and get that in there. Ta-da! Maybe we'll just not going to really sit there. But anyway, now with this one, I can smell more of the malt in there. But you can definitely get a little bit of the hop note on it. Let's go ahead and give it a hit. See what we got. Oh, before that, a much deeper golden color, almost bordering on... Well, when you look down here in the thinner part of the glass, it is a nice golden color, but up here it's a nice sort of reddish. And of course, there in that light, it's going to look that way, but that's not the real color. But anyway, let's go ahead and give it a shot. It's a bit maltier than I thought it was going to be. The hop bitterness really comes in. What the hell's going on here? Ooh, put that down. The hop bitterness really comes in towards the end of the taste. When it first hits you, you kind of get a lot of malt up front. At least that's what I'm getting right now. And then as it works its way back, you get that hop bitterness. And as I just burped right there, I did get a lot of hop notes in the burp. Yeah. But, this one's a little disappointing for me. Especially after the gumball head was actually pretty good. I was actually really surprised at how much I actually enjoyed the gumball head. And this one... Again, this is one of those beers where, like, I would, if someone offered it to me, I would definitely accept it. But I'm really getting, like, a really big bitter aftertaste. And I don't know if I like it all that much. In fact, as I kind of work down through this one, I'm kind of liking it less and less. Soft citric hop nose. Well, you definitely get that nice mixture. Now that the head's going down a little bit, you can kind of get more of the hops mixed in with that malt. I don't know. For a session ale, this is not one that I would see myself drinking a bunch of. Usually with a session beer, they're low in alcohol, so you can drink a lot of them with your, your friends, have a good time, just kind of, chilling out. I don't know, maybe it just needs to be paired with something, food-wise. But it's not really setting my world on fire. I'd much rather drink the gumball head than this. But, yeah, I don't know. It's not really like a pale ale. I don't know exactly what the mild ale is supposed to be. Except maybe if it's just be a traditional ale, and it's just mild because it's a session one. I'd have to look more into that. Like I said, I'm not really too familiar with this brewer. But, yeah, I don't know. This one is not great. It's good. It's a good beer. There's a lot of worse things you can choose out there. But, out of all those choices that are out there, would I pick the Pride and Joy over, let's say, like a Goose Island Honkers Ale? I don't think so. I think I'd still go with Goose Island. And, that's just more of a matter of personal taste. You guys might get this and be like, oh my god, that's the best beer in the lot. But for me, I don't know. There's just something about it that I'm not, that's not really clicking with me. I don't know what that is. But, yeah, I'm going to finish this one up. I don't know if I'll film another one of these tonight. I guess we'll see. I'm rapidly running out of daylight here. And when I turn on the lights, the video's got a nasty orange color. So maybe, I don't know if I can color correct it later on my iPad or not. But, yeah, that's the Pride and Joy. I'm neither prideful nor joyful for this one. I'm just kind of meh about it. It's all right. It's good for my taste. I mean, I would not go out and buy a 6-pack of it, but if someone offered it to me, I would drink. I would definitely drink this over, a lot of the stuff that's out there. But I would not go out and hunt for this one. So that's sort of my thoughts on it. And when I was looking up some of the reviews, I think that I do think the Pride and Joy got kind of just okay reviews. I don't think it was definitely not like Zombie Dust, which Zombie Dust is like, through the roof reviews. But people love pale ales and IPAs and things like that over here. So that's probably accounting for some of it. But yeah, Pride and Joy, a little disappointing. Anyway, on to the next one. And we're back with part 3, and as you can see, it's getting darker, and this light over here is just blowing everything out. So, unfortunately, this is going to be kind of a crappy part of the video, but this is the last one for the evening, and, you don't really need light for this all that much. So, anyway, the next one what we're going to do is the Jinx Proof Lager. As far as lagers go, I do enjoy the style. But I prefer the like Heinekens and things like that to American lagers. However, I doubt this is going to be like the American swill we have over here with Budweiser and Michelob and things like that. Those brewers cut their beer with cheap ingredients like corn, and that's why you drink those beers at ice cold levels because you don't want that nasty flavor. And the coldness helps hide that. But with a normal lager, they're very good when they're done right. And this one is a crisp, pale, and refreshing lager with a light malt sweetness and plenty of noble hop notes. So right there, I already have maybe a little bit of problem with this because I'm not a big noble hops person. I find them to be just way too bitter for my taste buds. But anyway, it's one of the ones I got. So let's give it a go. And as you can see, the lighting is just terrible right now. Apologies. This will probably be the shortest of the videos because, I don't know, there's not really much to say about a good lager. And I poured that a little too head heavy. So there might be a little, That's the thing about lagers is like I never really get a smell off of them, and maybe it's just me and the fact that my nose. Maybe I've killed my nose over the years with different smells, I guess. But living with parents who smoke, that has a tendency to just kill your olfactory nerves. But now that I've been on my own, maybe everything's healed up. I don't know. Anyway, a very beautiful golden color. Lots of little bubbles rising to the top in there, so very well carbonated. Let's go ahead and give this a shot. That is not half bad. I was really worried about the noble hops. Because I remember like is it Sam Adams Noble Pills that they did? I really did not like that beer. It just tasted really out of tune, really not balanced, and it just kind of turned me completely off of noble hops. But this is actually. It actually has a really nice sweetness to it. The label is absolutely correct. It's very crisp, quite refreshing, and it has that it's hard to describe. That little, I don't know. It's like when a lager hits your mouth, and after you kind of swallowed it, the only way I know how to describe it is the taste does like a little J. Where and that's the only way I know how to say it, but it makes absolutely no sense to you, and I don't even know if I can explain it. But you have the big flavor, the big hit of the lager, and then it kind of evens out. And then at the end, you have a little up twinge of like a sweetness. And, you know, different lagers for me kind of do different things. The reason why I like Heineken is because it kind of has that big, it has like almost like a U, or it comes back up. Some people don't really like the taste of a lager because or not lager, I'm sorry, of a Heineken, because they say it tastes skunky. And after drinking a lot of sort of Dutch lagers, I've kind of recognized the taste in normal lagers. It's just a very, instead of doing like a full U, it does like a J, where it just comes up a little bit. And that probably makes no sense whatsoever to you guys. That's just how my brain kind of interprets the flavor. But very, very, very nice. It does kind of leave a very bitter aftertaste in your mouth. Not too awful bad. Not as bad as the Pride and Joy. I'm actually preferring this quite a bit to the Pride and Joy now. But yeah, just very good. If you're a fan of lagers, this one's a no-brainer. Let me show you the bottle here again so you guys can see it. Jinx proof. And I read somewhere online where this is like done in conjunction with some tattoo parlor somewhere. I'm assuming somewhere in Indiana, but or maybe it's in Chicago, because I think Munster is really close to Chicago as well. But yeah, this is a very good one. If you like the style. And lagers are kind of touch and go with me, as far as, you know. And I kind of prefer dark lagers to the sort of the normal lagers. But this is really good. The only thing I don't like is, now that I'm working down through the glass, that bitter aftertaste is kind of just lingering there. And it starts off. Let me just. Starts off kind of bitter, gets sweeter, and then comes back up to a bit of a bitter note. So that's the J, I guess. But yeah, anyway, very good. And I think it's going to wrap it up for the night, because looking at the screen here, it just looks like crap, and I kind of apologize for the lighting, but it's getting late. But let's see, 7 minutes on, God, this is going to be a long video. It's been about 6 minutes on each beer. This will be like a 35-minute video. No one's going to watch this. Alright, anyway, definitely check this one out if you like the style. I don't know how it lingers in my mouth. I'm not sure I'm a fan of that. Anyway, that's it for tonight. So tomorrow night we will do the Scottish and the pale ale, the zombie dust. So anyway, yep. All right, and here we are back with beer numero 4, and this one is going to be a slightly label damaged bottle of Robert the Bruce, which is a Scottish style ale. And this is the one I'm actually looking pretty forward to, because this is more along the lines of stuff that I like out of a beer. I like the big roasted maltiness of a stout or a Scottish. And yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it and enjoy the smooth and elegant experience of finely roasted malts in this robust ale. Already it's got my attention. With just the right measure of hops and a gentle malt finish, this ale will bring a smile to any malt lover's lips. So, I am expecting big things out of this one. As you can see there, the lovely art. Unfortunately, the label got ripped somewhere. I don't know where. But, yeah, I am a fan of Scottish-style ales. And, yeah, we'll see what Three Floyds can do with the style. I would hate for the entire video to me just be, I would hate for the entire video to be just me going, it's okay. So hopefully this one really just knocks out of the park. Very deep red color. Of course there it looks brown, but when you hold up to the light, deep red color. already you can smell the roastiness of it. And I'm already smiling because I know this is going to be good. Here we go. Wow. Now this is one. Whoa. That is one to get. And this is what I want out of a beer. All the hop heads out there, I understand why you like it, but for me, this is where it's at. I love that big, robust is the right word, that big, robust, roasted malt flavor. And it does start out very smooth, but quickly gets some bite to it. And does leave a very nice, kind of sweet, roasted flavor in your mouth. This is definitely one to look out for. Again, that's a 3 Floyds Robert the Bruce. As far as hops go, maybe it's just my taste buds, but the malt really just kind of overpowers it. Or maybe the hops just smooth into it so well that you just don't really notice it as much. But man, this is a treat right here. This will help me wash away the tears of fighting the ether mirage in Demon Gaze, because that thing can't get over that 500 or 5,000 hit point regeneration every 3 turns. Definitely helped me wash away those tears. But man, yeah, if you're a fan of big malty beers, this is definitely one to look out for. It's blown me pretty much completely away, and I'm glad that this is one of the ending ones. Oh man, burping a lot, because it'd be bad for this video to go out on kind of a sour note. And if I did the Pride and Joy last, it'd just be like, oh. But this one, yeah. If you like your big malted, roasted Scottish style ales, this one knocks it out of the park. And so far, it's not normal. That's what it says right there. It's not normal. It says it right there too, and it says it on the label there. So it is not normal. It's very, very good. Probably the best Scottish I've had, and I've had Belhaven, and the local brewer here does a Scottish style. I've had some other ones, but I can't remember off the top of my head what they are. But wow, definitely try this one, guys. If you find Robert the Bruce, it's one to try. This is amazing. So, last little swig there, and on to what is supposedly I guess from what he says, and what the internet kind of says, the best of 3 Floyds repertoire, if you will. And that is the Zombie Dust, which is a pale ale. So, kind of broke, might let some time pass between this and that one, because I kind of broke etiquette by drinking a darker beer before drinking a lighter beer. You should always go from light to dark when you switch beers. So yeah, I'm going to wait a little bit and we'll do the Zombie Dust. So, alright, and finally, the 5th beer of the series, we are going to do Zombie Dust. Now, this is one that people, I mean, the surgeon who gave me these beers just went up and down about how this is the best beer he's ever tasted. And when you go online and look at reviews of this, the reviews are just kind of through the roof and a little unbelievable. So, what we have here is a pale ale, and this intensely hopped and gushing undead pale ale will be one's only respite after the zombie apocalypse. Created with our marvelous friends in the comic industry, art by Tim Seeley. So, it doesn't really talk too much about the beer. And coming off the roasted toffee flavor of the Robert the Bruce that we just saw, it's going to be interesting to see what this one actually does, because right now the Scottish ale is my favorite. So let's go ahead and give this the old classic pour here. Classic pour. I'll probably botch it by the end of it. I'm sure somebody out there is already yelling at me. But there we go. It's got a very, well, it's actually swirling quite a bit in there. There must be some yeast in there, maybe a little bit. But, yeah, really carbonated. I don't know if you guys can, yeah, the camera's not going to pick up those bubbles. But a really beautiful golden color. And not even get your nose up in it, you can just smell the citrus hops. You know, that citrus crispness from these hops, and I can already tell that this is going to be, for you hop heads out there, this is going to be one that you're going to want to try. I can already tell from the. All right, here we go. That is pretty marvelous. Really big, citrusy hop note right off the get. But the crazy thing is, it's not like, say, a Sierra Nevada Torpedo, which when you take a hit of that, it just kind of kicks your head back from how overpowering the hops are in that. This is extremely, extremely well balanced. Let you see that awesome artwork there a little bit more. Yeah, I can see why he would really, just by judging by the beers that you've seen in this episode, I can tell why this would be his favorite, because it's just a very, it's in your face and kind of subtle at the same time. It's very strange how it does that, because you get that big hop note, but it never. It's like, kind of like a wave in the ocean, and it's just a nice ride through, and the wave never crashes. So the hop note never crashes in it. It's a very sustained kind of citrusy feel, and then you swallow it, and you do kind of get a bitter hop aftertaste, but it's nowhere near as bad as the Pride and Joy was. It's actually very, very enjoyable. Yeah, this is, again, it's ridiculously hot outside. It keeps spitting rain, so it's just getting more and more humid. This is the perfect beer for these hot summer days. Very refreshing, very crisp. And I'm surprised that this is a more traditional pale ale, as opposed to, I guess, when I think IPA, I do tend to think that they kind of go overboard a little bit in terms of the hop presence. It seems like anymore the general rule with IPAs is just to push it as far as you can, and maybe that's why they only call this just a normal pale ale, because it's incredibly good, but it doesn't go to an extreme level. If you're not a big hop person, this would be one I'd still say you would want to try, because you might find it very enjoyable. What was the other one? The Gumball. The Gumball had at the beginning of the video. It had a very sort of subtle hop note. This one blows it away completely. But it still has some subtlety to it and some character. It's just not in your face screaming hops. It's kind of, suggesting that maybe hops are an okay thing. And there's a text message, fantastic. But anyway, the zombie dust. This is coming from a big malt head. I'm a big malt head, not a hop head. But for me, I would actually buy this again if I found it. The Robert the Bruce, I would buy again. The Jinx Proof and the Pride and Joy, probably not. And the Gumball Head, I could see being in my fridge because my girlfriend actually really likes it. So, but yeah, I definitely out of the two, it comes down to Robert the Bruce and Zombie Dust as the best out of this lot. They do have a stout, and the surgeon is not a big stout person, so I can understand why, but I really want to try it now. But out of the two, I still have to give it to Robert the Bruce. And most people are going to, bash their head and gnash their teeth about that, but that's because that's more the style of beers that I like. Whereas this is a fantastic reason to remember to never stop exploring other styles, because it might just be, excuse me, it might just be the particular beer that you don't like and not so much the style. And pale ales I do enjoy, and IPAs, there are certain IPAs I do enjoy, but for the most part, a lot of them just go to that extreme hop note, and I just can't, follow it there. It just gets a little too, I don't want to say sour, because they're sour beers, and that gives the wrong impression. But not sour like a sour beer would be, but sour just in that lemony, limey sort of way, because of the big citrus note in the hops. But yeah, this is a fantastic one, and definitely one you should not pass up if you see it. Even if you don't like the style, definitely give it a shot. But from what I read online, God, I'm fucking up all over this video. What I read online, the Zombie Dust goes out of stock insanely fast. So definitely an interesting treat. And I don't know. I never looked up the ABVs on these. I looked up the first one, the Gumball Head, and I think it was 5.8 or 5.7. But the rest of them, I didn't look up. And you can just go look on beeradvocate.com and find the ABVs of them. But I drank 3 of them last night and didn't feel anything. And even though I'm fucking up right now in this video, which sucks because it's a one-take thing, I'm really not feeling these ones either, so they can't be much over 5. If the Zombie Dust was up, maybe pushing 6 something, I wouldn't be surprised about that. But definitely very good. They're all very balanced. I just did not like the Pride and Joy at all. Not for me. But anyway, if you have the chance and you see these out, I would definitely, no matter what the style is, I would definitely say give 3 Floyds a shot. This has been a lot of fun kind of exploring a brewer like this. I've never really gone out, except for variety packs and things like that. I've never really gone out and just kind of bought a bunch of different beers from a brewer and explored it like this. So it's interesting. So anyway, that's it, because I'm seeing that this one is pushing 10 minutes, and this video is going to be insanely long anyway. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time.